We're back here at Dialogue 340 in our fabulous space sponsored by Le Jolie. Get all your decorating and event space needs. I am joined by
Angelina Lang.
Diana Diaz.
Deshaun Beats.
And Daylight Darren, write me in the comments.
Yeah, so we're back here, and today's topic that we're talking about on the podcast is a VI on the big screen and why it matters. And I guess to jump right into it, we all like film. Clearly, that's why we're here. So, what's your favorite film of all time? Sunshine or Rain? You could literally watch it at any time. You love it. Favorite?
Okay, my favorite I could watch every day is Finding Nemo. And if we're talking about movies, I would say The Notebook because I'm a sucker for love movies.
My favorite is The Great Gatsby. I'm not talking about the old one. I'm talking about the Leonardo DiCaprio. And I love the cinematography in it. I love the music. So that's why.
Okay. And my favorite movie is Spider-Man. The first Spider-Man.
OG Tobio Baya.
Yeah.
That's legit. Go stop superhero movie on the baby. I can admit to that. Me and Darren had a prayer conversation. Trust me. Yeah, it's Owen.
So if we talk, okay, so she talk about fun and serious, right? So I'll do that a little bit, right? So fun, definitely the Little Rascals. Come on, real cinematic. Go 5-6 years, just do whatever they want. Come on now. Serious, I'm gonna say Lean on Kadadak, a big like cultural reference to back in that time frame. I was supposed to reference it. So especially it was top of all the drama, the Breakfast Club and stuff. So think about that reference still happened 30 plus years. Yeah.
Okay, and I don't catch flack for taking it a little bit serious. I'll give you mine in 3. My first one definitely is Francis Coppola's The Godfather trilogy. That's like undebatable rubber stamp from talking cinematography, story-wise, like fire. The next one is Clint Eastwood's The Man with No Name trilogy. I'm talking Fistful of Dollars, A Few More Dollars, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Like, I could watch that anytime and find something to like about it story-wise. Like, it is just, like, awesome to watch from that, like, Hollywood golden era. And I would definitely say, for me, for funny, is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Just the Herod writing with Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd. The writing on that for comedy is just so... I could watch that anytime besides Christmas. Yeah,
That's true.
Fire.
That's true.
And like we look at movies and we see like all over in various countries and territories, they are also promoting their own films and they're telling their stories, and that's also super enriched here in Virgin Islands. We're joined with Blue Tarp, which is out there in the trenches of production wise, and y'all putting out movies. I mean, Angie, you just coming off like a very interesting journey of making your first film. And I knew what this was going on because Angie was actually my senior in the GBI Fellows program, so I got to actually see that like firsthand of her going through the process, telling me like she's looking for people to act. And so it's interesting to see that moment come full circle. And then fitness influencer turned actor, we now have, getting very popular in the acting scene. After I made out seen something like that, and it's like this taking off like a wild stone for you. I think you're getting ready to get into other movies and such.
I mean, it's whoever come my way.
So yeah, feel it. So like coming into our first segment, I'm talking about the reality of like VI filmmaking. When you look at New Zealand, when you look at Japan, you look at Africa, Bollywood, Nigeria, all these different areas that are creating a film industry, we know that the VI is no stranger to that concept. So I guess my first question, like, what specific barriers hinder like us as local filmmakers, if there are any barriers you feel?
Well, I guess I'll start. So the barriers I would have to say would be the level of support that we get just from the community. Of course, in the level of, I would say, financial. When you first start off any production or any business or anything, of course, like finances will always be, like a factor. But we were so fortunate on the Blue Tarp side to have had so much talented people in the film industry that wanted to help, and just help in the sense of just donating their time. So that was we were fortunate, but I feel that maybe other companies may not have the luxury that we had in the sense of that. So I feel like that is a barrier. Another barrier is that a lot of people, especially young people, they're scared to act. They're scared to come out and act, and and there's a lot of talent in the Virgin Islands, and I feel like, especially with this last From Fall, it was a lot of people that were scared to be in front of the screen. There were a lot of hesitations, and once everything was all put together, and I feel like it was put together in such a perfect way. We found Bates, we found other great actors and actresses. I think when people saw that it was possible, a lot more people started to reach out to us, like, oh, I want to act, because I feel like there's this mental block in our minds that we can't do certain things.
So I want to cut you off. I wonder, maybe you could tell us, like, do you think it happens all over? Clear, people are afraid, they're camera shy or whatever, they're unsure about being involved with something like filmmaking. Some people will tell you have to go and get special training. Some people just pick a camera up and they're natural at to just like shoot. Is there maybe something in the VI maybe why we're possibly afraid of doing something like that?
Yes, I do think. I think that people do not think that they are capable, to just do it, and what they don't realize is you just have to try. I've never been in the film industry before. My background is in writing. I've always been passionate about writing, and let me first, before I go further, shout out my business partner, George W. Cannon III. When we got together and started Blue Tarp Productions, it was just us writing a script. Yeah.
I can relate to that for sure. I can really relate to that, yo.
Yeah, so he has more background when it comes to using a camera and film, and I had none. So, I was just like everyone else, I was nervous. I was nervous naturally, but, just being around the film, being around the actors, you have to surround yourself with like-minded people. You have to surround yourself with the people that are moving and shaking, or else you're just going to be stagnant.
Angelina, throw you into the deep because I think like your story is very unique. I think I don't think people understand that there's a love, like when you have a story that you want to tell and you start to put pen to paper and you start typing it out and you see it come to fruition. You got to experience that firsthand. So do you feel they're like, for young people that are like us, do you think there's a barrier that prevents us from being involved?
I think it's a fair thing. I think because of our community, unfortunately, I think the youth, we're afraid of judgment, and we don't like to step out of like our comfort zones. And I don't think it's because of us per se, but people around us.
Right.
I think it's a trauma thing from that we all as a community need to come together and kind of like solve. Like stemming from like childhood stuff, I guess. Just
maybe you could even be like, someone gonna tease you because they're like,
that's exactly.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I've experienced it before. I'm my harshest, like, I'm my harshest critic. So some things I watch stuff I can't mind the judgments are really hard.
Yes.
Even though it's really, though sometimes it's really dope, and I'll be like, I don't know. Like,
Right.
yeah, you overthink things.
Right.
Overthinking
Exactly,
plays into it. Okay.
I think that's a big part of it, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah. We're our own harshest critic. Yeah.
Right?
Now, I'm gonna jump in and say, I'll be honest. I think what we carry is me not puppy show energy, right? Because we the judgment, right? You doing a little stuff, you did a little too much, or whatever. It's just like I think we have this like thing about like people who are expressive, right? And you're expressive through many things, like the music, the arts, and those things. So I think we as a community to embrace that a little bit more. Let's hold on to judgment. Because, I think we have this thing, we're really harsh. I don't know if it's because we're a small society, we're all gonna at some point walk past each other. Like, I think we have this, like, vision of what Virgin is supposed to be like, but we're multifaceted, right? Like, I always say, like, our story shouldn't always be the same, right? We all come from different backgrounds. We're products our environment. Like even we could always say this like the person from east and west have two different kind of attitudes. And it's not a bad thing. It's just we come from different environments and stuff. So we got to express these dualities and all these things. But going back to it, I agree. Like I think, and I think also as somebody who wants to be on camera and stuff, you have to have a certain audacity, right? You have to like block out that background noise like this. You got to do what you love to do. Do what you love to do. And even like, yeah, if you want me to, I'll try it out. You could send me an invite, I'll come through. And I think like we need like there's this thing in the interview. I think we tend to shrink ourselves a little bit to fit in. We actually just need to expand more and then push other people that aren't supported.
And I got to jump over now because I have to shout out you especially because you don't see a lot of young men like jumping head first just like you go for a regular dude and she can be like, hey, you want me in a film? They may tell you no, it's not maybe in no film, but for you especially like what was that like for you to this week be on screen and to get involved in production and that?
When I first come to me with the idea, I mean, it wasn't nothing new, but to actually do a whole movie, I didn't expect it to like follow through. So with it following through, I mean, it's just unreal, unexplainable feeling. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody, like whoever, interested, could know this feeling. I want people to know this feeling. They don't care what nobody said, just do your thing. Just do you.
Yeah, I just want to add that when we first saw Bates, I'm gonna talk for myself. When I first saw Bates, I was like, I don't think he gonna do it. But then when I saw him acting and I saw him take on the role of Ja in Fall, I was amazed because I didn't expect it from him. He totally blew my mind. When I saw him do like the casting, I was like, this is him. This is him. That role was meant for him.
I think that's the golden expression in Hollywood for when you have that right chemistry and you find the right actor. I mean, when you have a TV show, you have a movie, and you just have that right, like a soup, when you put it all together, it comes
That's
through.
why you come to me show like I have to have this role. I think like you'll be perfect. Like
I mean, it's amazing to see like we have two young people. We all are like in this realm of wanting to create content, create film, create movies. I have a love for writing. I mean, I have this love for writing so much. I definitely click with you on that because it's like I don't think people understand it. We have that story like I'll take it a step further. Like when you just like out of tragedy, out of love, out of happiness, it could be a family story. Somebody told you a story. I think in the Virgin Islands, we're in a realm where there are so much genres we could jump into just because of like our culture, our urban myths, our legends, love stories. Like we have such a melting pot in the Caribbean that I think having a film incentive is also so important. So I guess I could jump into like, what does it mean as a storytelling representation and who gets to tell our stories? I mean, like, how do we make sure we're effectively always telling our stories and not letting other people do it for us? Especially as Virgin Islanders, we know culture is shifting, more people come in, more people leave. How do we make sure we safeguard our culture through our film representation?
I think the first thing to bring that would be to know our history and connect more with our history. As Virgin Islanders, I feel like we are losing that like cultural aspect to certain things, to most things. And I feel like that's the first step in telling our stories. Connecting with our culture, knowing our culture. Even if we have to have like culture bearers come to us, get our research, spread more right information to the community. I think that's the first step in really telling our stories, because we don't want for somebody else to come in, sit in our culture, tell our stories. Like,
change it up.
yeah, that's my nightmare as a Virgin Islander. Like, our culture is so rich with from the food to the dancing to just everything, and I feel like we really need to preserve that more now than ever.
I agree. And it's like what Angie said, before somebody comes in and does it for us. I think we need more filmmakers or more people who are passionate about making these films before, like she said, somebody else comes in and does it for us and he tells our stories. So yeah, everything she said, definitely.
I mean, I feel we need more support from our parents, from friends, from family, whoever. You know what I mean? We in the Virgin Islands, yes, but we're part of the United States. Everything U.S. content creating, filmmaking, that's life right on internet. You know what I mean? So we just dive into it.
You know what I honestly want to see? I want to see a good footwoman horror movie.
Hey, that's funny.
No, but honestly, like, think about it.
That's really funny ass.
No, but like really think about it, right? It's like culturally relevant for us. We ain't talk about colorful woman, right? That's sentimental kind of thing, right? But no, like seriously, like think about it, like that's like content.
You know
that means so much. So it's like it was
And that, like I've kind of me and Angie have had this conversation before. Like I love the horror aspect of like our not like that, like the crazy stuff, but like there's so much urban legends and like I'm surprised by now like we need like by now we should be like on Justin Wan's. If you don't know who Justin Wan is, that's from like Conjuring and stuff. Like being able to go into that aspect, I think horror is like probably the next genre because there's so much so much culture bears that could tell you some wild stories, and they may not be true and it's based off of they tell you one night you see a random woman sitting a window and like that is such the amazing thing about what I think makes us unique in the film aspect is that we need more incentivization because you have certain things like stars and all these things that fund into you, but I think if we could buy in more to develop a film industry, our own version of Bollywood, our own version of all of that. I mean, I know, like, right, I buy my seamstress fixing getting something fixed, right? And I know, like, I was locked in because she was watching a Nigerian version of a soap. I was locked in because I was like, it was pretty good. Like, I was so surprised. Like, I've watched them before in passing, but like, I was locked into the story. And I mean, and I think that's why it's so rich that we need to buy into having, like you said, like, more support is needed. And, and as a young man, I think it's really interesting to see you in this realm. Like, again, it's mind-boggling to me because, like, you see women all the time, but to see somebody actively as a young man, as a role model for many other youths in the Virgin Island, I think that is, like, fire. Like I always hype that up because I think, like, putting yourself out there, and now you're seeing, like, the love people, like, were sharing it. People's like, yo, this is fire. I mean, Angie, like, Fall is, like, fuego, like, I think it's like really fuego that like just to see that like people don't understand. Like I saw this from the background, like and like what's that feeling like knowing that you actually accomplished your dream and she's a big romance buff by the way. It's like to tell her romance story and what's that coming now turn off that success, what's that like?
So since coming off of Fall, honestly, I'm a creative and I do a lot from painting to drawing to writing, and I start projects, but I don't ever like finish them.
And you're gonna judge you because
we started a judgment here.
I don't ever finish
We all do it.
you know what's part of it too? I feel like when you rest it down, just because you want to like be.
Thanks. I think it's coming back again to like that doubt, but having like a support system and a team and making like the things in my head come into fruition, like I feel like it's a overwhelming great feeling, and seeing like the support from the community, from my friends, it's a unexplainable feeling, and I am glad that I was able to like complete one of my projects. So yeah, I love it.
And for you, Deshaun, what's it like coming off of Fall?
I feel like a celebrity. No, like ATM. I just taking on money, going go by day, you know what I'm saying? In the gym. When I go out, like people just noticing me, you know what I'm saying? And they play to scap. Yeah.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
I see like people really tune into the movie, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate it, man. I just like the bird is giving off, you know, it's just positive, I love positivity.
Yeah. So really quick, we'd call him the Michael B. Jordan of the Virgin Islands.
Okay. I can definitely see that.
And then with Angie, really quick, I just wanted to say, when we connected with Angie after a screening that we had for our previous films, and she came with a script, and just the script was fall, and we instantly love it, you know. And just for her, just being as young as she is, with such vision, with such talent, it's just been such a pleasure to work with her. And like, I wish I had that motivation and that talent, or realize I had that talent at that age.
Okay, that's great. So I guess when we coming down to the end of it, in this talk we've been having about BI on the big screen, I guess like for us is, can we develop a market for BI films? And then do we need to get involved more with film festivals? And then do we need to start looking into streaming platforms in order to keep promoting our Caribbean stories for visibility and distribution?
Yeah, so just with the film festivals, yeah, so I think that would be an amazing, the Virgins is a unique place to host that. And, you know, I feel like maybe a couple of us, you know, filmmakers should maybe put our heads together and collaborate and maybe see if that is, you know, something that is possible. There's already the 48 Film Festival that happens on St. Thomas with Lorica. And, you know, she brought in St. Croix, she brought in St. John, she brought in St. Thomas. And I think this year somebody from Jamaica joined, you know, so it's expanding. She had it just secluded to the Virgin Islands, and now it's expanding to the Caribbean, you know. So I think it is possible. I think it is something that can definitely happen here in the Virgin Islands, but it's gonna, I think we need like creative minds to unite to be able to put on such a event like that.
Shameless quack, shout out to the University of Virgin Islands Association of Black Journalists. They used to do the Caribbean Cinematic Arts Film Festival, student-led, student-funded, back when I was president. Didn't happen this year, but it is coming back next year, so I gotta shop them out all the time. I guess like in the realm of it, for all of you guys to answer, what do you think are the next steps to grow the VI film industry? We'll start with you, Angie.
I think the next steps would be to get more funding. We need more opportunities with grants.
Yeah.
With just, like I said, support. I think that's the next step. We need to have more programs and grants, definitely, so we could have those resources to do more. Because film making is not a cheap journey. It's very expensive and it adds up.
Also, I think that it should start from young, you know, just in terms of like parents supporting their children's dreams. You know, a lot of times as parents, we look at our children's activities as just hobbies. We don't ever look at it as, okay, maybe this could gain her money one day, you know. And I think we need to foster that. I think we need to encourage them. And if your child's like, I want to be into acting, invest into that acting, you know, support them. I feel like that's where it starts. And, you know, just today, it's a different world we're living in today. So it's not just doctors and teachers and lawyers, it's actors, it's, you know, camera operators. There's so many different jobs when it comes to a film.
It definitely starts from home. You need that motivation and a push to actually, you know, guide you into the path you choose, whatever it is you choose to do. You know what I'm saying? But a lot more content, definitely more content, because people in the States and stuff like that, like, it really FW with us, you know what I mean? Like, they like the Virginella, they like how we the type and stuff like that there. And one more thing. So you see those TikTokers, there's Virginella TikTokers that has like gets a lot of views and stuff like that. They need to collab with it, you know what I mean, the upcoming. If you see somebody that does something in your footsteps, I mean, that's we brothers and sisters, you know, we on the same island, just, you know what I mean, help out, shout out. Anything to help. You know what I'm saying?
So I will say, I'll keep it brief, right? I think one, education in the terms of not just being in classroom and stuff, but the practitioner of the arts, develop their acting skills. All these like these interest us to build the anticipation. The second thing I would say is group economics. Like sometimes we want our own vision and stuff, but sometimes we just gotta collaborate because, I think all the filmmakers should get together and help each other out because one person have equipment, this person have this resource. Let's put it all together. I think in the VR we became too individualistic and we want this we want to push this dream and we want this thing, but really and truly we need to work collectively because we talk about all these major platforms and stuff. It's a collaborative effort. I think we in the VR need to embrace more collaboration versus it's me, I'm in front, let me get all the thing and stuff. It's just, no, let's build together because I think it's just a microcosm of all the stuff in the VR. If we actually work together, we'll all be a much stronger and better place. And now we'll add it into filming. And I'll say, let's do a movie about Jubies. Let's try out there. We'll talk about it all the time. Why not?
Yeah, all right, this has been Dialogue 340. The topic today was VI on the big screen and why it matters. I want to say thank you to you, Angie. Thank you, especially from Blue Tarp Productions. I mean, we have seen so much from y'all, and I'm so proud of y'all's success, and I wish you all the best and continued success in this year. To you, Deshaun, I just want to say shout out to you. I mean, fitness influencer, actor. I mean, Michael B. Drill in a Fortune 900. Yo, I mean, bro, you killing it. Wish you all more success. I'm sure you inbound a little bit more films and stuff, and I know more is to come. So we wish you all the best. Yo, this has been Dialogue 240. Print, check the gate, cut. Yo, we'll see you next time.